Starting with NextJS 14, we're going to create a new project. This process is straightforward. We use the create next app command to set up our project. This command scaffolds a new NextJS application with all the necessary configurations. We'll then navigate into our new project directory. What's great about NextJS is how it simplifies initial setup, letting us focus on development right away. In NextJS, routing is file-based. This means our page's directory is key. Each file in this directory corresponds to a root. Let's create our first root, the home page, by adding an index.js file in the pages folder. This file automatically maps to the root URL. We'll write a simple functional component here. This ease of setup is one of the reasons why NextJS is so popular for rapid development. Now, let's add more pages to our application. We'll create an About page and a Contact page. In NextJS, each page is a React component. We add these components as new files in the pages directory. The file name directly translates to the roots path. This approach to routing is intuitive and keeps our project organized. Dynamic routing allows us to create flexible paths. In NextJS, we use square brackets to denote dynamic segments in the file name. For example, creating a file named id.js under the posts directory lets us match a variety of paths. Inside this component, we use the useRouter hook to access the dynamic segments of the URL. This feature is incredibly powerful for building scalable applications. NextJS also supports nested routes, which is fantastic for organizing large applications. For instance, we can create a blog section with its own sub-routes. We simply nest the files in a directory structure that reflects the URL structure. This hierarchical approach makes managing complex root structures much simpler. Query parameters and wildcard routes add even more flexibility. To handle query parameters, we use the useRouter hook again, this time to access the query string of the URL. Wildcard routes, indicated by 3 dots before the slug, allow us to match a broad range of URLs. This is especially useful for handling catch-all routes or displaying custom 404 pages. Managing redirects and rewrites is a common requirement. In NextJS, we handle these in the next.config.js file. Here, we can define an array of redirect or rewrite objects, specifying the source and destination paths. This approach centralizes route management, making it easier to maintain. A common pitfall in NextJS is incorrect file naming. The routing system is case-sensitive and follows specific conventions. For example, a file named about.js won't be treated the same as about.js. Understanding these nuances is crucial for preventing routing issues. Dynamic routes are powerful but can be misunderstood. Remember, the file name should have square brackets around the dynamic segment. Using a colon, like in some other frameworks, won't work here. This distinction is key to correctly implementing dynamic routes in NextJS. When facing routing issues, debugging is vital. Simple console logs can help us understand which route is currently being rendered. Additionally, using the browser's developer tools to inspect network requests can provide insights into how routes are being processed. These tools are invaluable for diagnosing and resolving routing problems. Lastly, let's talk about optimizing route performance. NextJS supports techniques like code splitting and prefetching out of the box. By using dynamic imports, we can split our code into smaller chunks, loading them only when needed. This results in faster page loads and an overall smoother user experience. Performance optimization is a critical part of modern web development, and NextJS provides us with the tools to achieve it effortlessly.